Yo, what's up? This is John from J Generation Guards in the peach capital of the state. Get it. Get it, boys and girls. What's up, T-Bone? What's up, Tim? Gary? Nelson? What's everybody doing this morning? Look at this sun gun right here. Look at that sun gun. Laying on the job. Laying on the job. Oh, we ain't even got the TV on. Let's turn the TV on for a few people get up in this juke joint. Let's see, we're gonna watch some more Green Acres, I guess. Hope everybody's doing good on Saturday. I was gonna do a members only video. So I guess what we're gonna do is just on the weekends. I guess on the weekends we'll just do regular, and then during the week I'll just make it members only. I don't know. The members can chime in and let me know, and go from there. So we're gonna turn on Pluto TV. We're gonna put on, let's see. We're gonna turn on Green Acres again. I like that show. It's funny. So, Green Acres is the place to be. We are from. We'll turn it down so we don't get copyrighted. All right. I'm good with that. Yeah, okay. All right, so here's where we're at. So I went to the hardware. Y'all seen that video. Gary's seen it, and he's like, man, I'd be like a kid in a candy store. So I went to the hardware, and I got all the plumbing stuff that I need to do to replace the pressure valve in my house. So I'll do that later. I'm not doing that today. But anyways, I'll do that when ain't nobody here. So I was looking for some coupling nuts. So I was looking. There. I was looking for some coupling nuts so I could put these together. Well, I couldn't find any because they're 5/16 24 thread. So they are, oh, I didn't put no Pam on the table. Look, 5/16 24 thread. What that means is 24 threads per inch could be considered fine thread, right? So they didn't have anything, so I didn't get nothing. But I did look them up on Amazon, and I seen the lengths, right? So these are slotted, so you got a little bit of adjustment left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. So what I did is I just put these up here like this, and I measured. Well, my little brake only over there does, I'm glad I said this because I got to go change it. My brake only does a 12-inch piece. Well, this is 18 inches, right? I looked and seen I don't have no angle. I looked, I didn't have no 1-inch angle or 1.5-inch angle or 1.25-inch angle. I had some 3-inch angle, and I don't want to use that. So, and I don't want to use no 2-inch angle. I don't want to use this heavy angle right here because I just don't want to use it. So here's where we're at. Here's where we're at from last night. After the live, I went ahead and put all the tabs. Ooh, them pumps are just sitting there. I got the bolts of the pumps. I got those drilled and slotted. I got those drilled and sleeved. I got all this put together. I got it tacked. I put the tabs down here on, I got a set of tabs on all corners, so all this can be unbolted. We're gonna have to put, I'm gonna change it to, I'm gonna make a wider plate, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a wider plate with 2 uprights, and I'm gonna have to fabricate something to slide up in this tubing, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill 2 holes, and then we're gonna put 2 bolts in it, and it's gonna be, and this will be welded to the chassis, and then this will be bolted to that. Everything will be modular. That's the new word, modular. So that's where we're at on that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw this up. I've already drew it up, and then I'm gonna cut it in half. All right. So we're gonna make it, and I'm probably gonna make it in 2 pieces. If I can hit it where it's right underneath this solenoid and cut it in half, then what I'll do is I'll break this piece, and then I'll weld it back together. Because my little break over there won't do but 12-inch piece. So that's where we're at on that. And then we're going to make some brackets for the battery tie downs. We're going to run pretty good ways until we get there. So here's where I'm at on here. So this is what I've made before I turn the camera on. So this is the bracket. This is the bracket that I'm talking about. All right. So, well, I appreciate that. So this is the bracket that I'm talking about. So we got a solenoid, then a space, a solenoid, a space, a solenoid. Hold on. Let's turn it, make sure I didn't miss nothing. Yeah, so we got a solenoid, a space. Yeah, solenoid, 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 solenoid. Yeah. So we got 1 solenoid, 2, 3, 4, 5 solenoids. So with that being said, we're going to go back and we're going to put it back into a drawing. So here's the drawing, right? So this is center, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. So we're going to cut it right down the middle, and then we're going to cut 4 halves. And then what we'll do is we'll break it on the dotted line. What's up, 87? What's up, Jeff? We'll cut it on the dotted line, right? So I'll make this half, and then what we'll do is we'll break it, and then I'll put it back together. Because my break is only 12 inches. So with that being said, so here's where we're at on the part. So here I am on the part right here. So here's the part where I got it in the drawing mode, right? Where I've drawed it and I've laid out all the lines. I've laid out all the holes. So let me show you what I do. So let me catch you up to speed so you know what I'm doing. So what I've done is we got to make a bracket for all these solenoids. So what I've done is I've measured. So from this hole to this hole is 2 3/16. Then from this hole to this hole, it's 1 inch and 5/16. So you got from here to here is 2 3/16, then 1 5/16, 2 3/16, 1 5/16, all the way, all the way, all the way. Well, my brake can't break a piece that big. So what we're going to do is we're going to split it, and we're going to cut it in half. We're going to cut 2 pieces, and we're going to mock it up and break it and see if it works and see if it lines up. If it lines up, then what I do is I can weld it together, and then I can clean it up, and it'll look like one piece of angle, right? Oh yeah, we moving something. That's a lot of solenoids. That's a lot of solenoids. I have to imagine it's moving something heavy. Yeah, it's moving that right there. So that's where we're at on that. So we're going to do the first piece. Well, let me show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure. We're going to measure from this corner to this corner, and we're going to see what we got. All right. So that's 9 inches. JG all the way in it. I told you, man, I ain't messing around, man. I ain't messing around. So this is 9 inches from there to there. So that's going to work out great. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this over, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to go from here. You see that little triangle? When that triangle, y'all see that triangle? When that triangle comes up, that's the center. So we're going to hit center, and we're going to come down right here, and we're going to grab it 90. We're going to hit enter. And now what we're going to do is we're going to trim off what we don't want. So we're going to get rid of this, and then we're going to get rid of all of this. We only have to worry. Now, I drew all this out. And like I said, we don't have to worry about the dotted lines because they're construction lines. But the rest of them we have to get rid of or to try to do a tool path. So we're going to get rid of all this. So now we only have one half of the puzzle, all right? So now we're going to tell it, we're going to say that we finished drawing. So there's our drawing, right? And now we're going to put it in it, we're going to extrude it out, right? So we're going to extrude it out, all right? And we're going to say it's just 1 inch. So now our piece is cut in half, right? So now it's in half, right? So now it's in a half piece, right? So since it's in a half piece, what we're going to do, we're going to see if this is going to work. Since it's in a half piece, we are going to, so there's 1 solenoid, 2, and then we got to skip one. So I wanted the brake line underneath it, underneath that solenoid. So the brake line's going to be right there, and then I'll weld it and clean it up. And then once this solenoid's over there, you'll never see it. It'll all be cleaned. So let's go ahead and let's turn this thing into a part, and let's go on and cut it. And let's see, we're going to see what happens. So right here, we're going to make a piece 2 inches, and then we're going to break it 1.5 inches. All right, so let's go over here and go from a design to manufacturing. Now we're in a manufacturing state. We're going to make this out of 10 gauge. I think that'll be sufficient. So we're going to go to setup. We're going to go to select the machine. We already got our machine picked. All right, we got that. Now we're going to go to, go right here. We're going to do our model orientation. I always do the model orientation up at the top left-hand corner. And then we're going to go over here to stock. We're not going to change any of that. And then we go to post-process. We're just going to put noid. Y'all remember the noid? We're going to put noid. So that tells us just for the noids. So we're going to go to cutting, go to 2D profile, go over here to select a tool. We're going to go to our tool library. We're going to drop down here. We're going to find where the tool library is. We're going to go to plasma. And then we're going to scroll down here to find 10 gauge. Right here, 10 gauge right here. There's the 10 gauge. So we're going to hit 10 gauge. We're going to hit select. All right, so that's that part. Then we're going to go to geometry. We're going to tell it we want to cut the face, which is the body, just the face contour. That's all we're cutting. And then we'll go over here to stock height. We're not going to change any of that. Go to post-process. We want to come down here and hit smooth. We want to have a smooth transition. We want smoothing off. By smoothing on, it does a longer sweep radius. So you ain't got all the, you know. And then we're going to go down here to linking and our pierce clearance. All right, so our lead-in distance is 1.9. Well, our holes right here are 1/4 inch. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to 125. We're going to change that to 125. And that's going to be our lead-in distance. And we're going to right here with our lead in. If you can see right here when I put on lead in angle, it'll highlight it for you. Hold on, there it goes. Right there, there's our lead in. So right here is the lead in right here. So we're gonna do 90 degrees. We're gonna put it on 90 degrees. And then we're gonna hit OK. And it should pick up our tool path. There's our tool path. I'm not breaking a solenoid. I'm not breaking a solenoid, Jeff. I'm not breaking a solenoid. I'm breaking the bracket. Just stick around, man. You'll see. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Then we're gonna go to the cutting. And then we're gonna go down to the 2D profile. No, it's not hydraulic pressure, it's voltage. just stick around, man. You'll see what's going on. So right here we got the tool, we got our geometry, got our face. I'm just gonna double check, make sure all this is right. Smoothing, and then there was something I didn't like. Yeah, right here. Let's see, 1, 2, 5. And we're gonna do 90 degrees. All right, and then we're gonna hit OK. Now that should give our tool, there's our tool path. I was just double checking. Now we'll go over here to our G codes, and we gotta turn it into a G code. There's our G codes. We're gonna hit post, and that's that. And now that is completely accepted. We're gonna close this. We can go to. All right, so I don't know what happened. So we're gonna go over here and, oh. All right, so, all right, now we're gonna pull this up. We're gonna go to here. I'm gonna pull up the noids. I'm gonna open file. There's our program. So let's, I gotta load the machine, so y'all just hang tight. So, we're just getting the metal in here and getting it squared up. Like I said. All right, so All right. So we're gonna cut 2 of these out. So we're gonna come down here to a pattern. And we're gonna come down here and we want 2 columns. We want 2 parts. Yeah, I don't want to do it that way though. Oh, I guess it'll be all right. We'll do it that way. It'll be fine. Must have cut that crooked or something. All right, so let's see. So the height is right at 4 inches. It's 3 5/8. So we're gonna run it up to about right here. We're gonna run it up to about right there. Yeah, so about 4 inches. So all right, so we're gonna make that our home. So we're gonna make this our 0 axis. And right here it says our part is 3.68 by 8.26. Right? So 18.26. So we're gonna be about right there. We're gonna be about right there with our part. So in theory, once we cut these two pieces, I clean them up, we'll break them, put them on the brake, we'll break them, put them together, tack them together, and see if it all works together. So here we go, boys and girls. Y'all boys and girls ready? Hey, if you're new to the channel and everything, you like what you see, man, hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. We on our way to 10,000 subscribers, boys and girls. We on our way to 10,000. Hey, I appreciate that. Hunter Kinga. Hey, if you want to do it, Hunter, just do it, man. Just do it. Don't wait. Just do it. Just do it. All right, after it cuts the part, we tell it to go back to home. So right here, you go back to home. It goes back to where we started. All right, so that's that. So we'll go ahead and get this. Hey, Hunt Kinga, if you want to do it, yeah, I used to run a 20, but I mean, this software is so easy, man. It's easy. Go back and watch some of my videos, man. I keep everything transparent. We learned this software together. It's actually Fusion 360, so it's very, very, very user friendly, very user friendly. But I run a table, a big table, like a 20 foot by 20 foot table, about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I guess. I don't know. Somewhere around there, plus or minus. It's all the same concept. It's all the same concept. Well, there you go, man. They all run off the same G code, man. This thing runs off a DX file and G codes. It's all the same. It's all the same. But I will tell you this: there's no time like the present. If you're waiting for some motivations for somebody to kick you in the ass and tell you to go get it, go get it. I'm telling you right now, man. I've motivation. You can't have motivation without discipline. Okay, that's the new thing today. You cannot have motivation without discipline. You can have motivation. You can be on the couch and get on YouTube and sit in your car. Holy shit, dude. Holy crap, man. Dude. Man. That right there is very humbling. Man, that is very humbling. All right, so, man, you're going to make me. So let me tell you what we're doing. I normally keep this stuff for members only, right? And all the members said I need to do this live. So what I'm doing is I'm building this. I got commissioned to build a 1984 Cutlass Supreme. And I am building it in memory of my son, which is Owen Green. He was 6 years old. He passed away January 28, 2019. It wasn't no corona, wasn't nothing like that. It was just unexpected. And he passed away. You can look it up on the news. There's many news articles, stuff like that. I started a Forever 6 scholarship at the college to help other people better their lives by remembering my son. I have 3 sons. He was a little boy. This right here is something personal, and it's an 84 Cutlass. I have sponsors, been blessed by sponsors: Red's Hydraulics, Lux Wheels, Jet Hot Coat, John Buchanan at Buchanan's Auto Sale, and NVU Gauges to this point, and TKM. Okay? All right? And right here, right there, so you know I ain't full of it, Forever 6 scholarship. This right here is a 1984 Cutlass Supreme. I'm doing all the fab work, all the metal work. This is what I do for a living. It's what I do for a living. We have built every bit of this right there on that table. So that's what we're doing today. We're working on this. I did a live yesterday going through this pump setup. And everything's going to be modular where it's be removed. So today the goal is to get the solenoids mounted. Man, dude, y'all gonna make me cry today, man. Y'all gonna make me cry. Y'all gonna make me cry. Yeah, Jeff, I don't wish my worst enemy or the person I've never met in my entire life. A parent should not have to bury their child at any age, I'm just old country bumpkin from the sticks all the way up to 2018. I was with the best. Charlie Hutton, Chip Foose, all of them. They're all friends of mine. Shorty, Iron Red, all of them. They're all friends with me. I got pictures on the wall. If you're new to the channel, you're new to this, but people that's been here, they know. They tell me, man, I'm the cat's meow. I'm just old country bumpkin from the sticks. When my son died in 2019, it showed me what was important and what wasn't important. So Hunter, you said you wanted to do stuff on your own. I worked for 3 or 4 jobs, teaching at the college, traveling, teaching paint classes all over the United States, all the way up until 2019 when my son passed away. And in October of 2018, I had 7 vehicles at SEMA on the floor, the main floor, that I painted and done body work to. And I was very blessed and very fortunate to be a part of some magnificent people. But the good Lord had something else planned for me, because in 2019, he kicked me in the teeth and I lost my son. We buried him on February 5th, right after my birthday. His birthday is June 19th. So I give out all the free knowledge I can give out. I got thousands and thousands of hours in work. I got thousands and thousands of hours of education. I got thousands and thousands of hours of screw-ups. I got thousands and thousands of hours and money tied up in bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, you name it, I got it, but it still don't make me the smartest person in the building. Charlie Hutton told me one time, said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong effing room. I try to be humble. I stick to my guns. I know what I got. I know what I know. And if somebody teaches me something, I will give them a shout out and I'll give them the flowers. If somebody lets me know something that I didn't know, that's it. When I was at the school and I taught at the college, I would put one alpha with somebody that didn't know nothing. So that alpha would have to be forced to work with somebody that didn't know nothing. If you put a bunch of alphas together and you put all of the bad, if you got a class and you got 20 people in your class and 20 people are trying to learn something and you put all the know-it-alls together, I'm going to prove that one of them's a dumbass. I promise you. If you put all the know-it-alls together and you put everybody that's scared to do anything or don't have the confidence in themselves to do what they want to do, they're never going to learn, because they're not going to step out of their shell and raise their hand and ask for something because they feel like they're going to be ridiculed, talked down to, or made feel like they're an idiot. I always put the alpha with the person that don't know nothing. And I make them do that so you can learn from each other. Just because this person over here don't talk and don't say a lot and they're shy, doesn't mean they don't have something to offer. Everybody has something to offer. You just got to figure out what you got to offer. If you're not a productive member of society, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Life is too short. You get 75 seasons if you're lucky. You get 4,000 weeks if you're lucky. There's only 86,400 seconds in a day. And I'm not going to waste 60 seconds on anybody toxicity. I would rather separate glitter than worry about if somebody don't like me or worry about what somebody else has got going on that does not benefit me to increase my network by increasing my net worth. If you're not increasing your net worth by increasing your networking with whoever you're dealing with on a daily basis, you tell them that JG said you don't have to deal with them. I promise you. I promise you, you don't have to deal with them, because they are like a tick on a dog's ass. They just hanging around until they get full and they drop off and they wait for the next free ride. So I appreciate everybody that taps in. Those 2 monetary gifts, I greatly appreciate it. That's not what I'm here for, but I promise you, man, I'm telling you what, man, you boys and girls is killing it today, man. I just... That's my story. I'm transparent. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't edit nothing. If I make a mistake, it's live. I made a mistake the other day with this thing right here, making this bracket. We made this bracket right here. Let me show you this and let's get back to OG6. I made this bracket right here to hold all, I made this bracket right here to hold all that air. No. We made the package tray. We made that all out of metal. It's 18 gauge metal wrapped. I folded it backwards, live. I got a little upset. I threw it in the corner. I kept my mouth shut and I fixed it. And then we put it back together. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't edit nothing, because all that shit you see on TV that's been edited and spliced together, I promise you, everybody makes mistakes. Made all this, built this chassis. Built this whole chassis in here for this daggone box truck. Just like I tell you, man, I mean, look, there we are at SEMA right there. That's Bugs, me, Danny D, Charlie Hutton, Richard, Eddie, There's my boss man right there, Richard Petty. Here's paint classes that I teach here at my shop, private paint classes. There's Shorty. I got more pictures. There's me and Jesse at the Line-X booth when we worked on the Line-X. So I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. So this is what we're doing. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do, man. Gary, I appreciate that, man. Every single one of you. I appreciate you. Every single one of you. I really do. So let me, so what we're doing right now is we're going to see if this concept actually, all right, there we go. I don't know. We're going to see if this concept, I got my phone to do not disturb. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, man. All right. Okay. So let's see. Oh, here they are. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, look, everybody that I've met over the years, my mentor, people that I watched on television, everybody's been great except one person. Everybody's been great except one person. Richard Rollins. Not so nice. 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 All right, so let's see if our chaos worked out. Let's knock this slag off and yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why people I don't understand why people are like that. Got a few welding balls on the table yesterday. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, grease spot. Yeah, so if you just new, if you're new to the channel, no religion, no politics. There's enough of that shit regurgitated in our face every single day. If you start talking religion and politics, the ones with the blue wrenches, they will show you the door. They will order you a Uber, and they will send you the door. Let's see if our math was right. Well, that's bent. Look at that. We got a little bit of adjustment. Did I miss anybody? I appreciate that grease spot. How about that, boys and girls? Look, and I radius the corners. Nice. That turned out nice. Now here's the what's up, Metal Art? Look, Metal Art, we just made this bracket for the solenoids. And see, this thing adjusts. So I got to order the coupling nuts. 5/16 24 coupling nuts. Nobody has them, so I have to order them on Amazon. So we're going to couple nuts these together. All right, man, that turned out good, man. All right, so let's build one and see what happens. And see, the weld line is going to be right up underneath it. So what we'll do, we'll split the difference just a little bit. I mean, we'll split it I took off just a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch when I cut it in half. And what we'll do is we'll just do it like that, and we'll put a piece of aluminum. We'll put a piece of aluminum underneath it. And we'll put a piece of aluminum underneath it so we'll weld it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure back. We're gonna measure over 2 inches, and then we're gonna go there to the break, and we're gonna break it. And we're gonna have to duplicate it 4 times. We'll do it this one, and then we'll put it together and we'll weld it. And then once we get done with it and it's broke, this right here, or break, this right here is 2 inches, right? So my plan is when I break this, we break that at 2 inches, right? Break that down, then the solenoids will be run all the way across there like that. Well, I appreciate that, Mac. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were talking about, honestly. And man, I thought about this all last night, man. I mean, all last night. So let's measure over. Measure over 2 inches. It's going to grow half the thickness. I'm going to show you how this little Harbor Freight tool knife works. So there's 2. There's 2. Oh yeah, and what we're going to do is we're not going to bolt these. We're not going to bolt these down. What we're going to do is actually so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the drill bit and open these up. I didn't make the... Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to run these bolts, or excuse me, we're going to put nuts on the bottom of them, and we're going to weld the nuts, and then when we go to run the bolt down and see, I just got to... Let's go ahead and open these up right now before we break it so I can put it in the press. So let me go over here. Let me go over here and turn the plasma off. I need to get a set of reamers. Well, I mean, this thing cuts holes pretty good. I just didn't make the hole big enough. That's on me. Hey, but that's okay. Everything else is good. We made a LS. We made a LS lift plate the other night. The first thing we made, right there. We made a LS lift plate. Very first thing we made. So let me set this. I'm gonna set this up right here. Y'all gonna be in the dark. Old Harbor Freight drill press I've had a long time. So let's try these Diablo drill bits. I need another light over here is what I need. Let's see what this one is. Modular. Yep, I want everything where I can unbolt it. I even thought about making the bracket for the solenoids modular, where they just actually bolt, but I'm just gonna we're gonna weld that to that, because I don't think we're gonna run no more than 6 batteries, because I want to keep it 6 because of OG6. So let me get a block of wood. Let me get my gloves. Like I said, I appreciate every single one of you tapping in. Everybody, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chats. I mean, daggone, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, I need to get me another light and put over here. Well, actually, I do have one. Hold on a second. I have this little light that we picked up the other day. So just opening the holes up, I didn't make them big enough for the bolts. So it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. So we're just gonna open them up. Sometimes when you use a plasma to cut a hole, it hardens the hole, right? And it's brutal on a drill bit. But these Diablos are supposed, and that drill is in the lowest setting speed. No, I'm not gonna clamp it. Maybe I should clamp it. Maybe I should clamp it. I don't want it to break one of the bits. I broke one of them bits right out the box on that Impala, on the firewall. done all right. That done all right. That done all right. Jeff, I do not like fiberglass. I won't do fiberglass. I don't like fiberglass. Send it to Mac. Mac will do it. I need to pick me up a set of reamers is what I need to pick up. That'd be nice to have too, wouldn't it? I'm gonna bring y'all over here on this one. Hold on. Let me take my glove off. I'm gonna bring y'all over here and let y'all look at this one. Let y'all live with me for a second. All right, here we go. Done all right. Done all right. Like I said, when I worked at the other shop, we would cut holes. Like if they had to be like really, really precise holes, we would cut them out on the burn table. Now a laser and a water jet is a whole lot more precise. But for a flamed edge, if I would have oversized that hole, it'd have been fine. I just didn't do it. But when we was working at the shop and everything had to be like precise, we would cut the hole. Let's say the hole had to be a 1/4 inch hole. We'd cut it a little less and then we'd run reamers through them. No, I don't have no cutting oil. Somebody told me last night I need to get some cutting oil. Can't even hear Green Acres. Green Acres. Oh yeah. Right there. That's good. All right, let's do the other one. Let's do the other one. And you know what I could have done? I could have put some holes in here for plug welds. You know, that would have been easy. Like put some ellipse or some slotted holes, and we could have just plug welded it. Because it ain't, I mean, it's not structural. I mean, we don't have to weld around the edges. We could have just put a couple keyholes in there and just plug welded it and been done with it. Lesson learned for the next one. Lesson learned for the next one. What's up, Angie? I don't know, Jeff. I mean, I was just saying that somebody told me last night that I needed some cutting oil when we were using the saw, and I was using PB Blaster because that's all I had. And then they was like, use transmission fluid, and then we talked about motor oil and all that other stuff. Yeah, this is a 10 gauge plate or 1/8 inch. It's 1/8 inch plate. Here, I'll bring you in here and let you look. Man, man, like I like restoring cars and stuff, but I love manufacturing parts. Man, I love it, man. That's what my oldest son does. He graduates college next year. He's into Hans Integrated Computer Machinist. He had to learn how to be a machinist manual for the first 2 years. He already writes programs. He's been writing programs for years, since he was a long time. But so yeah, he's actually that table. Well, actually half of the shit in here is his anyway. Long story, but yeah, like that table, that's his. It's NGO Designs. So that's his company. Well, it's his table. There's a lot of stuff in here that's his. So I just come in here and visit. Hey, Jeff, you a member now? Man, Jeff, Jeff, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I tell you what, Jeff, eat a bunch of oatmeal. Jeff, eat a bunch of oatmeal and some grits. I've been eating a bunch of oatmeal and grits in the morning. Woo, let me tell you what. You be manu-farting all the time, manu-farting. Yes, sir. Man, well, you've been manu-farting all the time. I've been eating oatmeal and grits in the mornings. Boy, I tell you what. And during the day. Yeah. Hey, yeah. So let's go over here and check these parts out. Let's go over here and see what we got going on. Hey, I want to give a shot. Let me give you something else. I want to give a shout out to John Buchanan, Buchanan's Auto Sale. John Buchanan Auto Sale, I've not known John but maybe 2 years. And John is a extraordinary guy. John over at Buchanan's Auto Sale in Sanford over there in Broadway. He deals in a bunch of old cars and scraps. He tries not to scrap nothing. He parts them out till there ain't nothing left. He has contributed a lot to OG6's build, a lot. And there's some stuff that he's done that I hadn't even said nothing about. But I just want to let John know that I appreciate him as well. John's probably crushing cars or scrap right now. There ain't no telling, or trying to find something. But y'all know I was looking for an iron worker, right? And I said I'd like to have a 25-ton iron worker, right? Well, John sends me a text last night and says, "Hey, baby, I found you one. Come get it." He says, I said, "Well, how much do you want for it?" And he's like, just consider it borrowed. You can borrow it. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You can borrow it." He got a 40-ton iron worker. 40-ton iron worker. Said it would do up to a half-inch plate. Come on now. John, bless me. Bless me. Just like everybody else on the channel that's tapping in, a blessing. Everybody's a blessing. And Build on a Budget sent me a message and said, "Keep doing what you're doing and don't be paying attention that the ones that ain't doing." Yeah. So I really needed that message from Built. And then John, he's like, "I got a 40-ton, I think it's 40-ton. It's 35 or 40-ton iron worker." He said, "Come get it, baby. Come get it." And I was like, "Well, how much you want for it?" You know what I mean? Come, how much do you want for it? And he's like, "Just come get it and just consider it loaned out. It's a bar. You'll use it." He says, "I will have more enjoyment watching you use it than me use it." So, John, I appreciate you. So I told my son last night, I said, "Hey, John Buchanan found you a 40-ton iron worker." And he's like, "Epic. Bet." So, once this Impala's gone, which has got to be gone by the end of the month, then we're going to get the truck gone, and then we're going to get, we might be just manufacturing parts. We just might be manufacturing parts, boys and girls. Manufacturing parts. All right, so let's get back to this. So what I'm going to do on this is, since we're going to make this modular, this is what we're going to do. We're going to break it first. We're going to put it in a brake and break it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run a nut up like that. And then we're going to weld the nut to the bottom. So then when we go to bolt the solenoids on, we don't have to worry about getting up underneath it and do anything. We can just put it up there, put a lock washer on it, run it down, and we're done. We end like Flynn. So now, let's remeasure, because we're going to break it at 2 inches. And we're going to have to pay attention, because we definitely don't want to mess this up. So we're going to go 2 inches from the long side, not the short side, because we only want this. We want this about an inch and a half, and we want this 2. So that should be 3 inches altogether, or 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. So we want to go 2 inches. So this 1/8 inch plate or 10 gauge, it should do pretty good in the brake. So we're going to go 2, 2, 2, and 2. We're going to take our speed square, we're going to put it up there, and we're going to draw a line across there, and we're going to make sure that we're at now that should be That should be 2 inches. Nope. I knew that didn't look right. Did not look right. Let's burn an inch. Didn't look right. So when I say burn an inch, this is what I'm talking about. So sometimes when you grab on the metal or grab on something, you go to measure it, this thing right here could be bent and it won't be right. So when I say burn an inch or burn a 2, hold it on 3, hold it on 4. Don't measure at the end, hold it on 4. So 4 is actually 0 and then go over. So that's what I'm that's what I'm doing, because it didn't line up the way it's supposed to line up. To me, it looked like it was off, and it was off. So it should be good now. I know Langmar makes a brake, a computer generator. It's like that. They make a brake that's CNC. You just put it up there and just I mean, it's just, the backstop moves. You know what I mean? The backstop moves. So 1, 2. All right. I'm very, very, very stressful. Like, I check stuff like 900 zillion times. Because we're live, and I don't, I just, if I make a mistake, they ain't no redo. It's there. All right, now look, let me show you. Man, I appreciate you, Jeff, man. I really do. Have a safe day. Keep them hounds safe. And I really appreciate it. So right here, let me show you. So now when I hold it on 2, it's on 2. All right, so the way this little brake works, let me get me some water. So the way this brake works is sometimes it's crazy. Like if you put it right on the line, it stretches it too far. So we're gonna have to remember exactly. We're gonna have to remember exactly where we put this thing at. So right here, so when it breaks the metal, we're gonna have to know exactly, like exactly. When we measure, we're gonna have to make sure the knife is exactly the same on this one as on the other one, because if not, if we don't, then the pieces ain't gonna match up and it's gonna look like Fido's ass. It's gonna look like a diamond and a goat's ass. Look like shit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set y'all up. I'm gonna set y'all up right here so y'all can see it. Now I can't see y'all, but y'all can see me, okay? So I know y'all can see me, but I can't see y'all, so I'm gonna measure and make sure that it's copacetic. This is the knife brake from Harbor Freight. I'm gonna get it down there until it kisses it, till it touches it, where I can still move it, and then I'm gonna measure. And this back here has to be, so you gotta go the distance of the knife. So the knife is down there at the bottom. So we can't measure all the way up to it, but what we can do is we're gonna measure, we're gonna put it right on the line, right? We're gonna put it right on the line till it touches it, until it pinches it. We still move it. All right, so it's kissed it. So we're gonna let it up just a little bit. And now we're gonna measure from the face of the knife to the end of the panel. But I'm on the line with the pinch. So it's right at, that's 8, 9, 10. It's an inch and 5/8. That's an inch and a quarter, inch and 3/4. Inch and 5/8. So that's inch and 5/8. We got inch and 5/8 on this side, inch and 5/8 on that side. It's on the line that we marked. So if it's wrong, it's wrong. So let's write that down so I don't forget it. Inch and 5/8 after it's on the line. So when we do it on the other one, when I do it on the other one, then I know it's in the same spot. So it's an inch and 5/8 on my side. All right, boys and girls, and we're gonna bend it 90. So here we go. No grease is cold. No grease is cold. Oh, grease is cold. Oh yeah, keep your fingers from the pinch points. All right, so this is what we ended up with. That's what we ended up with. So now we'll take it and see that fits up there just like that. Fits up there just like that. So we got that one. And now we'll go to put the solenoids and we'll put the other one. We'll weld it together and then we'll have our bracket. Yeah, I should have cut some holes in the middle so we can just plug weld it and you wouldn't even see no welds. Like if I would have cut some holes, now I can still drill some holes in it if I wanted to. And we put it up there, you just plug weld it, but we'll just run down the edge, it'll be fine. So let's, I appreciate it. Let's get the other one, lay it out, make sure it's right, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll duplicate it, and we'll get finished with that. You know, in theory, it'd have been nice to make it in one. In theory, it'd have been nice to make it in one piece, but my brake's not that big. So you gotta do what you gotta do. If I had a 4-foot brake, it would have been all right. All right. So let's make sure we ain't got no. All right, do the exact same thing. Yeah, Bill, that's a good thing. All right, so we're gonna hold it on 2, or we're gonna burn. All right, so we got it. We're holding it on 10. We're gonna mark it on 12. Hold it on 10. Mark it on 12. Hold it on 10. Mark it on 12. All right. Now we're gonna come over here and take the square. All right, let's double check it. With 2, with 2, with 2. All right, so anybody remember where we got to hold it at? Everybody remember? Anybody remember where we got to hold it at? I left that computer on, I can hear it running. Anybody paying attention? I'm sure y'all was paying attention. That's why I want to take the banners off the wall and yes sir, Gary Wright, 1 5/8. We're gonna hold it to 1 5/8. Now, hold on a second. Let's make sure we're gonna bend this thing the right way. we bend it the wrong way, then we're gonna be in trouble. We bend it the wrong way, we won't be able to finish this one. So yeah. Yep, make sure we bend it. Yeah. Yeah, so we put it on here and we break this. That'll make that way, and then I set it down there. So yeah. So we need to bend it this way, and then when we rotate it 180 degrees, it'll be right. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set y'all back up here where y'all was at, and then what's up, Impala J? And we're going to make this other bracket. So y'all hang tight right there. Hang tight. So Gary was right, 1 5/8. That's what we gotta hold it on. 1 5/8. So we'll put it up here. We're gonna kiss the line. Once we kiss the line, all right, we kissed the line. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are on our way to 10,000, boys and girls. We're on our way for 10,000. So that's 8, 9, 10. So we gotta give it a little tappy tap. Inch and 5/8. 1 5/8. 1 5/8. Inch and 5/8. 1 5/8. All right, Gary. If it's wrong, it's whoever's reading the tape measure. let get it. All right, all right, here we go. That grease was a little cold. All right, boys and girls, here we go. See, it did better that time. It did better that time because we put a little bit of peanut butter. We put a little bit of gel on it. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we got a winner chicken dinner. Boys and girls, we did great. We did great. Y'all notice I said we. We did great. All right, so check it out. Check it out. So we got that half. Put those two halves together. And now we can put all of our solenoids. On. And we're good to go. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, so what we're going to do first, before we weld it together, we're going to put the nut, we're going to flip it upside down, and we're going to weld all the nuts. And then what we'll do, once we got it upside down, so what I want to do, this is I want to flip it upside down, weld the nuts to the back side, and then bolt this first solenoid in as a guide, and then tack it, and then take the solenoid off, flip it upside down, tack it again, and then we'll weld it, and then we'll be good to go. So that's what we're going to do. So y'all just hang tight. Let me get my stuff set up and get the welder fired up, and then we'll put all this in there. So like I said, we're gonna put all these nuts on the bottom. What's up, 84? What's up, 84? So we put all these nuts on the bottom. And then when we weld the nuts to it, we won't have to get up underneath to put a wrench or anything on it, because it'll be what? It'll be what? What's the word? What's the word? Gary knows. Once we put the nuts on and weld the nuts on, we won't have to get on the bottom to put a wrench on the bottom to tighten up the nut. Why? Gary knows. What's the word for the day? What's the word for the day? Modular. Boy, I tell you what, Gary's over. I bet Gary. I bet Gary had a 4.0 GPA in school. Cuddy got it too. Modular. Gary, you know I'm just messing with you. Gary keeps me on my toes, man. Gary keeps me on my toes. That's for sure. You best believe that. Gary be keeping me on my toes. And I appreciate it. Hey. Yeah, Rugby 7. Yeah, we're gonna weld these nuts. We're gonna weld these nuts. We're gonna weld these nuts. Y'all can let him live. Y'all can let him live. That's all right. You can let him live. It's fine. Hey, you can't have you can have all the motivation that you want. You can have all the motivation that you want. But if you ain't got discipline, you ain't got shit. You can say, I got all this motivation to do something. But if you ain't got discipline, don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, I appreciate that, Rugby. I appreciate it. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna weld these nuts. Weld these nuts. And then what we'll do is we'll flip it over, and then we will bolt one solenoid down, and then we'll space it, and then I'll tack it, and then we'll take it apart, and then we'll weld this together. I had to make it in 2 pieces because my brake only breaks a 12-inch stick. So I'm gonna move the camera. I'm gonna move the camera right. I'm gonna move the camera right there. And maybe a welding ball won't bounce over there and hit the screen. Every day before I start welding, I do a test pass first, because every day is a different day, and you just don't never know. So, you just don't never know. So we're gonna do a test pass first. Didn't turn the gas on. That better. So we got them all tacked in. So what I'll do is I'll get them tacked in, and then we'll take it over there and we'll tack it to the tray. So what we're doing, if you're new to the channel, what we're doing is we're making these solenoid racks. We're making these battery trays for hydraulics on this 84 cutlass. And like I said, we're building this battery tray, battery rack for this 84 cutlass, and I'm making the brackets to hold the solenoids. And we had to make it in 2 pieces because my brake only breaks 12 inches. So see, got all the nuts in there, it's all welded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this thing apart, and I'm gonna tack on the other side. I couldn't tack on the other side because the bolt was in the way, and I didn't want to hit the threads. So I'm gonna, probably don't even need to tack it. I mean, it ain't like it's holding, it's not like it's structural, it's just holding these. That'd be fine, I want to be fine. So we're gonna bolt this one solenoid on. And that's gonna hold our piece together. Like I said, I can't do, but yeah. And then, well, by Sunday, I'd like to have everything welded in by Sunday. Plus, I got to put a new pressure valve on my house. All right, come here, let me let you live with me. All right, so right here, look. So we split the difference, right? See this? That's the center. So that right there is the center. So that is the center. Them bolts is in the center. All right. So this is tight. This is tight. And then when I tighten up on this, this is tight. All right. So everything should be good. It's good and level. See that? It's good and level. Y'all see that? That sun gun right there, heavy, boy. Heavy. That come from the old shop when we was cutting out flanges. So we good and level. So that's good. That's good. And everything's good to go. So that's why I said I left that little gap. So what I'll do is I'm gonna tack and tack, and then I'll go on the other side and I'll tack, and then I'll, I don't want to get too close to this because I don't want to get no heat in it, but I'm gonna tack there and tack on the other side. Then we'll take this out and then I'll tack it and then we'll weld it in. So that's that. So hang tight. All right, so now I got it tacked there, there, and there. So now we're gonna tack it here and tack it there, and then we'll weld it in, and then we'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing. So, and then we will put it all together. And notice I left that gap so it gets to penetrate. So oh, you dumbass. You dumbass! I took my ground away. Take this piece of aluminum and put on the back side of it. The weld will not stick to aluminum. And not drip out on the table. Could have turned my heat up a little bit. Now we'll smooth it down. Now I split the difference now. I didn't do a butt weld. I opened it up about 1/8 of an inch so it could penetrate inside itself. So I'm just gonna clean the top face off. I'm not really worried about the bottom because you're not gonna be able to see it, but you'll be able to see this when the trunk opens. So. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I wasn't digging into it because I don't want to scar it. I was just going over it, hitting it. So now what I'll do is I'll come back with a DA, not now, and I'll do 80 grit and I'll smooth it out even more, and then it'll get blasted and then it's gonna get powder coated. But with that being said, so now let's bolt all the solenoids. Let's bolt all the solenoids back to it because I think I picked the color out for the powder, and with that being said, let me get the I picked the powder out, so all the metal work has to be flawless. The thing about with powder coat, it doesn't cover nothing. So if it looks bad, it's going to be bad. So if you gouge it, it's going to be gouged. You cannot do body work. You cannot do body work on you can't do body work on metal and then have it powder coated. The powder coat process will melt the fiber, will melt the body filler, because body filler is plastic. So if you use body filler, and like I said, if you use body filler, I don't know if I'm a little nut driver. There it is. If you use body filler to fix metal and then you have it powder coated, all the body filler is going to melt because it's plastic. So just to let you know on that. So you either have to weld it back up, you have to weld it up, put metal in it, or paint it. I want all this stuff powder coated. Fuck. That's something I did not want to do. What's everybody getting into today other than watching me? Which I appreciate everybody tapping in. Once we finish this one, probably going to, yeah, we've been 100 minutes. After we finish this one and get it tacked, we'll probably be, I gotta do some, and then we'll get ready to do the other one. I like doing this stuff so much. That one's bent. Look at that right there, boys and girls. Mm-hmm. That looks good. All right, what we're gonna do is we'll measure this, and then we're just gonna tack it. We're not gonna weld it all the way because I don't want to weld it all the way right yet. But so let's do that right there. Let's you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna clean the table off, and we're gonna put it on the table because I don't want to stretch the welder all the way over there. So let's just clean the table off. I'm telling you, you're about to get an Uber. You're about to get an Uber. You're about to get an Uber. Somebody about to get an Uber. Somebody about to get an Uber. I'm bringing the pump rack, fellas. Y'all just hang tight. Woo. All right. Tell you what, my group is the best. My group's the best, I promise you. I promise you. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure. This right here should be, 18 inches. That's 21 and a half. So if you got 21 and a half, and you got 18, 19, 20, 21, that's 3. That's a half. A quarter, so 3 1/4. So it should be 3 1/4 from this end and 3 1/4 from that end. Should be where we need to be. 3 1/4 from that end. 3 1/4 from that end. Nobody caught that? Nobody caught that. I'm glad nobody caught that. 21 1/4. And we got 18. So half of 21 1/4. Half of 20 is 10. That's a half. That's an eighth. Half of 20 is 10. Well, no. Yep, half of that is 21. Ten and 3/4. 10 and 3/4. All right, so there we go. So I'll do is we'll clean this up right here. We'll clean this scale off and then we'll tack it. But that's where it's gonna go, boys and girls, right there. So that'd be the first set of batteries, and then we got 3 solenoids, or we got 5 solenoids, and then pump number 1, and then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So I appreciate you, boys and girls. So that's where we're at on that. Been on here for 120 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you tapping in. I appreciate all the support and all the love and everything. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to go ahead and make the other side. That's usually how it works, but it's hard to tell these days. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the other bracket that we just made. I'm going to make it off camera. And also I'm going to do a little thing, do some other stuff. I'm going to straighten up, get some stuff in my head the way I want to go. And then I'm going to go live later on. And I'm going to make some more brackets. And the other brackets we're going to make are going to be, if I got enough 3/8 plate, we're going to make it out of 3/8. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tab like this, right? But then it's going to come down like that on the end. And what we're going to do is we'll put it like that, and then we'll make this. And this will be for the battery tied down. So whenever I get the batteries, then we can take and make the uprights. I can measure the batteries, how high they are, and then make the tie downs come up and come over. I'd really like to have some like some 2-inch wide, 1-inch rectangular tubing, like 1 inch tall, 2 inches wide. I would really like to have that for the brace across the top. I just hadn't found it yet, but what I want to do is I'll make a tab here, come off pretty good ways, you know, make a tab here, make a tab up there. Once we get that tab made, then I can measure from here up to the top of the battery, where the battery is going to be, right? So I can just take a piece of tubing or something, or piece of angle, or I could take that piece of tubing right there and just tack it up and say, okay, this is the height of the battery, and then run up and then come across. I want to make the top of the tie down for the batteries, I want to make it wide like this. So, you know, at least, you know, 2 or 3 inches wide for a tie down. They call them big dog tie downs. And then this piece right here will be the bolt that comes through, and then it'll be a nut welded to the bottom. Right, it'll be a nut welded to the bottom of this, and then it'll be the tie down. No, I don't want to use threaded rod. I think threaded rod is I don't like threaded rod because it just seems like you get to the end and you just petered out. They make longer bolts. You just have to order them. So whatever the bolts are, just measure it and just get a bolt. And it'll be a bolt all the way through, not a piece of all thread. Because the thing about all thread is, here's the thing, just order a bolt long enough, because the all thread, that's the weak. I don't want to use all thread. I just don't want to use all thread. I know guys that use all thread, but I mean, that's fine. I just don't want to use all thread. So I appreciate everybody tapping in. So when I come back, I'll probably go live later on this afternoon. Once I figure out what I want to do for the tie downs, and we'll do the tie downs, and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna get this other bracket made on that side. And then probably what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take this heavy sun gun down to the car and set it in the trunk of the car just to see where it's at, because everything's tacked together. And all this is tacked together. Well, this is all removable. So the battery tray is gonna be able to come out, and the rack will be able to come out. It'll all be bolted in. Nothing will be welded solid. And then I got to finish welding up these right here for the pumps. Once the pump sets down and then I weld this up, it'll be sleeved where the bolt can drop right down in there and not have no problems. So I appreciate every single one of you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Remember what I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch or sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace on the chicken grease. I'm out.